Today is Let It Go Day. Oh, you're welcome. Be singing that the rest of the day. It is typewriting day. Oh, typing class came up at lunch on Sunday, on Father's Day. Talk about my experience in typing class when I was in high school. One of my favorite classes. There was never any homework because you couldn't lug your typewriter around, so that was good. It's also Pecan Sandy's Day today. Day to tribute the fabulous shortbread cookies that are rich with both butter and toasted nuts. I like a good pecan sandy, but I really just want one. That's a type of cookie where I don't think I want more than just one. I go, okay, good. I've had my fill pecan sandy. I think I'm good for a
I
while.
don't think I've ever had one.
No? Okay, well, maybe you should try one sometime. Just kind of give it a shot. You had to step away momentarily while I was talking about your conversation with Coach Johnston. One of the comments that stood out to me, he said, we don't look much like a basketball team right now, but he plans to fix that.
Yeah. Thanks, Windstream. Yeah, we've been having me and them. We're about to have an all out conversation here. It's been a couple of weeks here, but no, gotta hit the weight room. That's the biggest thing that they're going to be focusing on over these next couple of weeks.
I saw that there were a couple of opportunities too for some names that you don't know as much, like in Jack's absence in the third game. Camden Sanders stepped up, got the start, and then capitalized.
Yeah, 11 points, 7 rebounds. I know that Coach Johnston was really happy with his performance after. Just the rebounding total is the one that he did, because, those are the things that matter just as much as points.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then a name that was new to me, I'm sure it's not new to you, but I will, as the team is kind of remade from last year's successful team, you're going to learn some younger people that are stepping up. Braden Wright, is that a transfer or is that somebody
that's one of that has made the move from Edmonson County?
Okay, all right, very good.
So he would have been Edmonson County's leading returning scorer a year from last year.
All right, very good. So now they get to take the rest of the summer off, at least from official basketball capacity. I guess as of Thursday is when the dead period starts, right? Technically,
they're done. They're done now, though. But they're done with the team at least.
There might be some open gym shoot around, those.
But I don't think Travis is involved in those.
No, right,
I think if you ask him, he's sick of seeing them already.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like we talked about yesterday. When you're blessed with postseason opportunities, you the season gets longer and the break gets shorter, and all of a sudden, there's just a whole lot of. Sometimes you just need a break from everybody. It's kind of all right. Let's regather. And I've noticed even a lot of educators. I saw Aaron and Ashley Bell last night talking about how in their particular case they're kind of limited to the month of June. Because band camp starts, in early July. And so they kind of have to soak up. Their summer is like the month of June. Brian Jones and his bunch, they've got a really short summer. They have spring football, and then football starts fairly early and, or in the third week of August or so, second and a half, third week, something like that. But then they have camp as well. So these breaks, and really from the end of one school year to the beginning of the next is not very long. I know to kids it seems like a long period of time, but it's not. We're 5 weeks away from the start of school again, so I think that's probably about right. Have you made
Don't remind Alea.
Have you made your run to the store recently? Do you have to go every couple of weeks, or you go every week or so?
Every 2 weeks, 10 to 2 weeks. So 10 days, 2 weeks, something in that realm.
As rare as possible. That's when you want to go. You don't have to get out any more than you have to. Here are some rude behaviors that you might be doing. Not you specifically, Sam, but you as in the royal you, all of us, might be doing at the grocery store checkout. And I don't know.
I do self-checkout every single time.
Well, I'm wondering if self-checkout was born out of a necessity because they had hard time getting people who wanted to be in forward-facing positions, or if it was just merely a financial decision or a combination of the two. But I remember during COVID a lot, people that were just that were forward-facing and they were having to deal with the ire of people. It typically is not the checkout person that is creating your hassle. I'm not saying every checkout person is good. Everybody has their struggles. But most often, they're the ones then, though, that take the brunt of the anger or the ire when it's just because they happen to be the one standing there. So here are some things that we may be doing at the grocery store that we could probably do better. This one is a little bit controversial, I suppose. Bringing items to the checkout that you've already eaten or opened.
Yeah, I don't ever do that.
I can't tell you that I've never done it. And I can't tell you that I've not been in a store with a child who had to have a drink or a snack or something, and that was the move. It's like,
See,
if this will get you through it.
Kroger growing up made it really good because the bakery would have just a sample. They would have the sample thing, and it would just be cookies. So that would shut us up. Usually, it's just to give us a cookie at the bakery.
That's not a bad move. So I get that. The grocery store employee insider said, don't open things before you buy them. This is just rude. Even if you plan to buy it, the item isn't yours yet. Most supermarkets have strong policies about this, and you may be approached by a staff member. I doubt they're going to dig in on this. I know they would prefer that you didn't do it, but there's a chance that they're just going to say, all right, it's not worth the drama, the potential drama. It's not worth the hassle. On the consumer side of it, you may be confident that you have the ability to pay for this item, but what if you got to the checkout for some reason and you either didn't have any currency and the electronic system was down, or you had some type of payment processing issue that you didn't expect? It's one thing to walk away from a cart full of things and say, okay, well, I'll just have to come back and get these later, because unfortunately, I think many of us would just drop it rather than go return the refrigerated things back. I saw that recently at a store too, where somebody was tired of waiting and they had like all this produce and they had like frozen things, and they just dropped them right there and left. And I was like, ew, that's not,
Doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all. I guess it depends on how aggravated I would be. But I know, I think about it though, those people, it wasn't the person at the checkout that was causing the delay. It was the person trying to check out was trying to do something unconventional and something that the employees don't routinely see, that was backing up. It was stacking up everybody behind them. So I could kind of see both sides of it in a way. Revealing TV spoilers or sports scores. I guess I wouldn't have really thought about this, but a person working their shift and they want to get home and watch a ball game that you already know the outcome of, or a TV show, or so you say, well, guess who shot JR? And then you blurt it out and they can't unhear that. Well, that's a really old school reference. Who shot JR? But you get the point. You know what I mean. Blaming cashiers for expired coupons.
That doesn't surprise me. Somebody would do that.
The cashier's not the one who procrastinated or delayed in bringing said coupon to the store. In fact, the cashier had the smallest role in that sequence of events. You had the largest role in that sequence of events. Not removing items from your basket. Okay, it depends upon the item, because we're going to go on in this list later and we're going to see a case where you should leave the item in your basket. But this is talking about normal, regular sized, regular weighted items that you've just decided for whatever reason you're not going to get out of the cart, and you expect the cashier to do it.
I didn't know that was even a thing.
Nor did I. But
I mean,
guess
I can get with like water bottles, if
precisely
you're getting a 24 pack or something like that. But
that's right. And we'll come back to that one. I'm trying to see how far down the list. Oh, we'll just jump to it. Placing heavy items on the conveyor belt, like, a case of bottled water, like 24 or 48 waters or whatever it might be. I won't get those out of the cart. In fact, I will try and turn them in a way to where the barcode is pretty easily found. So it's easier for the cashier to scan it. And then I don't have to get it out of the cart and then get it out back off the conveyor belt and put it in there. So there is and I guess what's heavier to one person is not too heavy to another person, but just use some, dare I say, common sense to try and figure it out. Some of these cashiers are very small. They're young ladies that are out there just working, trying to do their job, ringing up groceries, and they can't be, lugging that stuff around. Making inappropriate conversation. How about we just rule that out across the board? Let's don't talk politics in the checkout line. Let's just keep our topics to the weather in the checkout line. How about this weather we're having? I think you can stay in bounds by not doing
I think
that.
the politics discussion should be just about anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorting out the contents of your wallet while there's a line behind you. Please be prepared when you get there to the moment. Like there's a person in front of you and they're doing their checkout and you got the little divider thing. It's like, let's go ahead and get that out, get that properly laid up there on the conveyor belt, and let's go ahead and get our wallet organized while we're at it, rather than, oh no, here's the moment. Talking on the phone while you're trying to check out. I don't care if you want to hold on to your call, you don't want to end your call, but let's pause or suspend the activity of the call to get through the checkout process and then move the line along. It's courteous to the people behind you, and it's courteous to the person who's trying to check you out. But I have a feeling more and more young cashiers are seeing people who just plow through. I'm going to keep this phone call going and not paying attention to what I'm really supposed to be doing. Blaming employees if an item doesn't ring up the same price as the sale sign. That probably did not have anything to do with the cashier. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that
not
was
her fault or his fault.
Not their fault. Putting your cash on the counter when the cashier is holding their hand. If they go to put it out and then you put their hand out for you to lay the cash in their hand and you just put it down on the conveyor belt, that's considered rude. And I understand you might not want to touch them. Maybe you're germy or whatever, or germaphobe, but tell them that. Just don't just assume, no, I'm putting it on the conveyor belt and I'm going to be rude. And then, joking that items don't ring up must be free, like ultimate dad joke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, must be free if it wouldn't ring up. Here's one that I don't think that I would ever do, and it surprised me just a little bit because I wouldn't consider doing it, but I'm presuming people will. Mixing different types of produce in a single bag. So some people would say, well, what does that matter?
Oh, putting the peppers in with the cucumber?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's because it's all weight-based. So you put the cucumbers in one bag, you put the peppers in another bag because they're keying in the code or they're scanning the code while it's on the scales and saying, okay, this is the weight. This is how much you owe for the peppers and this is how much you owe for the cucumbers. If you put them together in the same bag, there's no way to segregate. I think the punishment for that should be if you're putting all your produce into one bag or a mixed items in one produce bag, it's just automatically you pay $10 a pound. And then you wouldn't do that again. You'd go, oh, okay, I'm not doing that. It's like, we'll handle this mixed produce for you, but our price on that is $10 a pound. You go, okay, I think I'll do something different. And then lastly, showing up at the express lane with way too many items. 13, all right, but 18, 20, and then you're putting that person in an awkward position because they're still trying to protect the people who are in the line behind you, the people who are obeying the rules, and now they're going to have to tangle with you because you don't know how to behave.
Yeah.
Is 13 okay? Or if 12's the limit, 12's the limit?
My thing with that is it's kind of in that realm is if you don't know how to use a self-checkout, don't use the self-checkout.
Yeah.
Some people, you're slow. Like, if there's a line, like if there's nobody there and there's 3 or 4 open ones, go for it. But if you're gonna struggle, just go to the actual. Let somebody do it for you.
Somebody can handle it. They still have those people around. Might take you a little longer, but they certainly can. We are in the middle of camp season. Reese the niece is spending the most of the summer at White Mills Christian Camp. We were talking about, got to see her on Sunday, and we're visiting. And that is out, other than band camp and football camp. I went to a basketball camp when I was like really young, like first grade, second grade, but that was like a day camp or so. But multi-day camps, I'm pretty sure just church camp, football camp, and band camp are the only camps that I've been to. Have you been to anything other than band camp
Oh,
that you recall?
I would have to. We did like some speech camps for
yeah.
speech and debate. Gosh, I don't know. I would have had to have. I don't know.
You've slept since then, so you failed to retain that information.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, you get a lot of kids that'll go to, Beach talks about, she didn't have the opportunity to go to 4-H camp when she was a kid just because of the way that the setup was in EC at that time. But she did go to conservation camp. So you get a lot of different, you get to go, kids go to Trooper Island camp, you got et cetera. So they're just various places. But I want to take your attention to Camp Edison, which is in California's Sierra Nevada foothills. They had to have an emergency rescue a day before yesterday when the Fresno County Sheriff's Office reported that a man tumbled into the chemical storage tank at the campground, which was the toilet. And emergency crews conducted a confined space rescue operation, extracting the victim within about 15 minutes. CAL FIRE personnel hosed down the man after his removal from the toilet facility. And the sheriff's office did not specify whether the visitor was successful in recovering. Do you know what fell in the toilet that caused him to go in?
Probably the cell phone.
Sunglasses. He dropped his sunglasses in what I'm going to presume, in my mind, is the Porta-John. Okay,
But
this is...
you like your sunglasses. You'd probably go in, wouldn't you?
I love my sunglasses, and I am very picky about my sunglasses. There's a particular brand that I like, and that's just kind of what I stick with. But I quickly did the math. I said, okay, so where's my price point? Like if my sunglasses were this amount, I'm retrieving. If I'm not, then I'm just saying, I'm fine. I got more sunglasses, or I'll get some more sunglasses. I'm trying to figure out where that line is, and I've yet to figure it out. If I don't have to go in, if I can retrieve them some other way, like I got one of those grabber things, that you pick trash up the side of the highway. If I had one of those, I'm okay. I can sterilize my glasses. But the risk of going in, it's one thing for the glasses to go in, but for the risk of me going in too, and it had to be head first. He didn't wade in there like, let me get down in here and see if I can get these glasses. He's trying to dangle from above, and he just slipped and went in.
It's kind of crappy.
And did he come out blue? Better
him than me.
Way better him than me. I think I'd be leaving my sunglasses outside the porta potty from here forward. Got to get to a break. 2 truths and a lie, and did you know? Coming up, you're on In the Know.
There's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
By day, we're teachers,
nurses,
engineers,
managers.
We come from different backgrounds with different skills and busy lives.
But when a child needs someone in their corner, we show up the same way.
Because while we serve many roles, we share one mission.
to be the voice for the voiceless and build hope for children across our region.
That's the role of a CASA volunteer.
Right now, there's a child in your community who needs someone in their corner. We're looking for people like you to step up and be their voice. You don't need a legal background or a background in social services to be a CASA volunteer. You just need the willingness to show up for a child. You can learn more about how to become a CASA volunteer at casaheartland.org/volunteer.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard. Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code BROOKS95. That's BRUX95. Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Kentucky, Winona is coming home. Winona Judd is taking over the Commonwealth with 3 unforgettable nights. Celebrate Winona's brand new record, The Hard Truth, out October 2nd, and see the Kentucky legend like you've never seen her before. Winona Judd Live, September 30th, the Lexington Opera House. October 1st, the Virginia in downtown Somerset. October 2nd, the Paramount Theater, Ashland. Artist presale starts June 15th. Tickets on sale June 19th. For tickets and all things Winona, visit winona.com.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door.
Twin Lakes weather.
We'll see plenty of sunshine today, lower humidity and highs in the upper 70s and the low 80s. For tonight, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies, temperatures dropping down into the 50s and low 60s. Then for tomorrow, a mix of sunny clouds, highs in the low 80s. We'll see rain chances returning by Thursday night. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Woo! All summer.
This is the 105 Days of Summer. It's going to be the hottest summer yet.
Woo!
Brought to you by Midway Pharmacy.
Summer!
On the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Good afternoon.
Did you know your voice tires more quickly from whispering than from speaking in a normal tone? It is more fatiguing to your voice to whisper than it is to speak in a normal tone of voice.
Puts more strain on it.
Normal level. And I would suppose it restricts like your saliva production when you whisper. And so that's part of, like keeping your palate open and keeping your throat open, et cetera, is, getting all that. It functioned in a very specific way. So I presume that that is the issue. Are you ready for 2 truths and a lie? Let's see if I can come up with something patriotic, but also something somewhat intriguing. On the countdown to America's 250th birthday, we are going to focus on patriotic elements for 2 truths and a lie. You can text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000 to spot the lie. Today, the Founding Fathers. The Founding Fathers today. Option A, George Washington's famous dentures were never actually made of wood. They were high-tech for their time, crafted from a mix of gold, hippopotamus ivory, and real human teeth. That's option A. Option B, John Hancock signed his name so incredibly large on the Declaration of Independence, specifically to mock King George III, famously stating on the floor of Congress that the king could read it without his spectacles. That's option B. And option C, Ben Franklin openly criticized the choice of the bald eagle as America's national symbol in a letter to his daughter, calling it a bird of bad moral character and stating the wild turkey was much more respectable. That's option C. George Washington, A, John Hancock, B, or Ben Franklin, C. Which of those is the lie? If you could spot it.
It'd be weird if the turkey was our national bird, considering who the U.S. plays on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, Turkey A. And they're playing late on Thursday, too. It doesn't start till like 8 o'clock our time.
9, I think 9 maybe even.
Is it 9 our time? Wow.
I think so. I think because it's being played in L.A. I think so.
Yes. Yeah, it's played out there. Did you see France? Like they had a 2-hour rain delay, and then still after that, it had a 2-hour weather delay. And then once they started playing yesterday, I mean, watching them run on the pitch, like all the water that was just splashing up, it was kind of amazing to watch.
I was watching it, and then I think I went into the other room, did something or whatever, and then came back. And in the period that I was gone, going to the restroom or whatever it was, is when it had started to rain. And I was much more invested in watching them slip and slide around than I was earlier, because it really wasn't a very competitive game.
Right. And then just watching them all get rained on the sideline was kind of funny. You could tell they were uncomfortable.
The Iraqi manager, I think they tried to put a poncho on him, and he wasn't having it.
If there was ever a time where you almost literally could see thought bubbles outside someone's head, I almost knew exactly what he was saying, and the cuss words he was saying in Farsi or whatever language that they speak. I was thinking about well, first let me tell you this. Keanu Reeves is going to star in the live-action Lego hybrid movie, which made me wonder will that be something that Brady James is interested in, is Legos and the Lego universe. He's been in the Toy Story universe for quite some time now. He's been Woody for Halloween. He likes Buzz. He likes all of them. He likes Jesse and Bullseye. But his universe is expanding now. He has 2-syllable words kind of down pat, whether it's granddad or just there's several 2-syllable words that he's got, but he doesn't have 3-syllable words yet. But he has recently been introduced to what he calls clearly Tato Head. He's got a Mr. Potato Head for the first time that he loves, and for whatever reason has just been infatuated with the last week or so. But it is so sweet to hear him say Tato Head. And it's like, okay, you'll get that 3rd syllable in there one of these days. That'll be just fine. Hot Ones, Extra Heat. Netflix is ordering a new location-based spinoff where they eat the peppers and the stuff that's hot as possible just to see if they can hold up. Have you ever watched Hot Ones? I have not.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever watched an episode from like start to finish, but I've seen clips and so on of different people that I've been interested in, because he's got a pretty unique interviewing style.
And this one is supposedly going to travel to big sporting events. So wherever, if he's going to go to the Super Bowl host location, or he's going to go to the Olympics, or go wherever.
Shaq's is pretty funny.
Oh, is it good? Yeah, I mean, Shaq's just kind of funny in general. And then learning yesterday, an icon of the music business, legendary music executive Clive Davis, has passed at age 94. When you think about how many careers he launched, Bruce Springsteen, Janis Joplin, Barry Manilow, Aretha Franklin, Carlos Santana, just to name a few. I mean, he is labeled a visionary who was not musical. He didn't play any instruments. He was not a singer. He just had a knack for spotting hits like... Somebody would have found Whitney Houston, most likely, but we don't know that. But he discovered her in a nightclub in New York and went on to be one of the greatest musical icons of herself. So Clive Davis goes on in at age 94. Gonna get to a break. We will come back and figure out 2 truths and a lie, and point to ponder, chart toppers, pearl of wisdom, and more. Coming up here on In the Know.
Weddings don't always go as planned. Just ask Brittany and Sean Toohey. They spent 11 months planning their special day. They booked a venue in Spokane, Washington for late September and planned nearly the entire event to be outdoors. The changing fall colors would be a perfect backdrop for their wedding photos. For months, the weather in Spokane was warm and sunny, but a week before the wedding, the sunshine turned to dark clouds and rain. The morning of the wedding, the rain turned to snow. Nearly 20 guests canceled because of the weather. The bride almost lost her veil in the wind, and one of the bridesmaids slipped and did a faceplant right in the snow. The wedding was nearly a disaster. I say nearly because Brittany and Sean refused to let the inclement weather ruin their special day. Instead of a backdrop of fall colors, their photos were taken in a winter wonderland. The important thing, they realized, wasn't their wedding day, it was their marriage. Not only do weddings not always go as planned, neither do marriages. Every relationship is a journey into whiteout conditions. There are twists and turns and unknowns that couples never see coming. Good marriages aren't good because they're perfect or because they never face obstacles. They're good because couples love each other and keep their relationship a top priority, even when things don't go as planned. To help your marriage thrive, visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
When I was feeling the stress of too much credit card debt, I looked at two different options: debt settlement and debt management. They may sound the same, but guess what? They're not. Debt settlement seemed like a quick fix, but I found out it would destroy my credit, create tax headaches, and hit me with huge fees. They actually told me to stop paying my bills. No way, not me. Then I turned to a debt management plan developed by the team at Trinity. They worked with my creditors, lowered my payments, reduced my interest, saved me thousands, and paid off my debt. And Trinity is a Christian company, which is important to me.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement. And remember, Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-936-5348.
MB's point to ponder for today. Why is it that whenever I click unsubscribe, I automatically get another email from you? If I had wanted to hear from you one last time, I wouldn't have broken up with you.
I told old Fox One I didn't need their emails, and they still keep sending them to me. So me and Fox, or what is Fox One or Fox Go or whatever they call it, their streaming service. I can't remember what it is, but me and them are about to have issues.
Well, sometimes, you and I are both in several groups, like email groups, and so the group gets signed up, but it looks like it's coming directly to us, and so sometimes we're unsubscribing the wrong thing. I've run into that a few times.
Well, see, in fact, you mentioning that made me remember that I wanted to, for some reason, I've gotten on the, and maybe it was a listener that did it, like the Minnesota Wild. It's like their daily news from some news source. Nothing against the Minnesota Wild, but you've just been unsubscribed.
I regret buying tickets from the Tampa Bay Rays because I can't seem to get off of their list either. It's like, I'm okay with Reds traffic. I'm okay with Yankees traffic. I was only at the Rays game for a very specific reason, and it wasn't the Rays. The two truths and a lie for today.
This one was tough.
It was hard because there were elements of truth in all of them. George Washington's famous dentures, that's true. Benjamin Franklin famously didn't like the bald eagle for whatever reason, wanted the turkey. I'm glad he lost on that. The lie in this particular case is this is one of the biggest myths in American history. He did sign it largely. He did do it in defiance to the king, but the so large he could read it from across the pond without his spectacles was added to this story decades after he died. So that was not a quote that he made. It was the spirit in which he intended it that somebody made that up. So B was the lie. And did people able to deduce that?
It was a large swath of different answers. Looks like 8.
8. Okay, let's go with 2 today. Go with number 2.
2. Okay. That looks like 39-27.
39-27. Congratulations. TV tonight, America's Got Talent, auditions number 4. The NBA draft is tonight. Do we know who's going first?
No. It could be anybody. I think maybe the guy from Kansas is the favorite, but I think or Boozer from Duke.
World Cup action today. England versus Ghana, Panama versus Croatia, Portugal versus Uzbekistan, and Colombia versus Congo. That's World Cup action today.
And I did look it up too. It is a 9 Central Time start on
9 Central. Wow.
On Thursday.
Okay. I'll be sleepy for the show on Friday. Today's highlight in history. Of course, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they can lose the game, and it doesn't change anything, but I want them to win.
It means absolutely nothing.
I mean, for a World Cup game, this is one of the biggest friendlies that you'll ever get. Look at me, knowing friendly. Today's highlight in history. This date in 1972, President Nixon signed into law the Education Amendments of 1972, including Title IX. Frederick Douglass received 1 vote from the Kentucky delegation at the Republican Convention in Chicago, this date in 1888. Clarence Thomas is 78, Francis McDormand is 69, Colin Montgomery 63, Selma Blair is 54, Jason Mraz is 49, Melissa Rock, who played Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory, is 46 today. And then she also was in the reboot of Night Court. Chart toppers. Edward VIII, born this date in 1894, and Wilma Rudolph in 1940. Beach Boys, 64. All right, let's go to the 1970s. Billy Preston. Will It Go Round in Circles, number 1 in 73. Let's go to 1982 and the yacht rock era. Toto. All right, let's go from 82 to 91. REM.
Not an REM guy.
Nor am I. I thought when I lived through the era, I thought I was supposed to be an REM guy. Like, oh, this is different. And now I look back on it and I go, this is terrible.
It's just not, I don't know. It's not for me.
I don't even like It's the End of the World. I don't like What's the Frequency, Kenneth. I just don't like, It's not that I dislike everything University of Georgia, but I like the B-52s, so that's University of Georgia. 2000. A quarter century plus one ago.
I mean, I'm definitely happier with this.
Yeah.
Than REM.
That vocal fry that Britney was so famous for. 2009. Beyonce and Halo is number 1.
17 years ago?
That's hard to believe. It was like Christy and I met like just over 17 years ago. That's hard to believe. 2018. Oh, I was trying to get to
back
the
to
BB,
REM.
Trying to get to the BB Rex part. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I couldn't do it.
Let's
MB's
go back to
Pearl of
REM.
Wisdom for today says, experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. Experience is simply the name we give our mistakes. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield. The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.